Welcome to Sports Lagniappe. I'm John Burke. Thanks for joining us here today from Ruffino's Italian Restaurant on Highland Road in Baton Rouge. Well, our first story today involves one of the hottest recruits in the country, Edna Karr quarterback Speedy Noyle. Edna Karr has become quite the hotbed for high school football of late, and Noyle is their ringleader. He's a quarterback, will be an athlete at the next level. He's a southpaw and a freakishly good athlete at that. Here's Derek Panamsky.
At Edna Karr High School with Speedy Noyle. Obviously, when you get a name like Speedy, there's got to be a little bit to it. How'd that nickname come about?
Well, just taking the game of football to heart and working on your craft and getting better at what you do, and you get the name of Speedy Noyle.
When you look at where you are on the high school level, state championship last year as a quarterback, this year playing quarterback, but doing a lot of different things for Karr here. Obviously, when you get to the next level, people are looking at projecting you in a number of different ways. What do you think is your most natural position?
Well, I naturally play kick return and punt return, and also wide receiver, I would say. The other positions that I play is that I like to help my team out with it. And I know that I'm an athlete around the game of football, and my coach could put me everywhere he wanted to try, and I'll do the best at it. And I'm just great at what I do.
When we talk about guys making plays and doing things, it's been something we've talked about with a lot of different guys in this recruiting class about being competitive, having to compete every day in practice, having to compete when you get into games, knowing that when you get to that next level, you got to compete every single day. Right. What's it like for you here at Karr to have to compete every single day?
Well, competing to me is about pushing the people around me. It's working hard with the offense by pushing the offensive line to block on Jared Willis, Javon Walton coming on the blitz, or Quante Moore. It's basically about pushing the people that's around you. And what I do, I push my wide receivers when we have break time, just like a couple of minutes ago. Push my teammates, Glenn Irons, Jariah Tolbury, Kenneth Simmons, and we also got JP, I call him.
Yeah.
I don't really know his real name. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Joshua, I know him, but at the same time, it's basically about pushing your team, working hard at what you do, and being successful.
You guys have played a very tough schedule. You get a chance to go out and prove yourself against, not just some of the best in the city or the best in the state, but when you're playing teams like St. Aug and you're playing teams like John Curtis, those are some of the best teams in the country. Is that kind of the way you like to do this, to go up against the best and try to prove yourself?
Well, with our game plan, I would say, not to give y'all a key heads up, but what we do is, it's just that we take pride at what we do. And if we have a good game, we work hard during practice, and come in that Saturday before it, work hard and do what we have to do to get on the field to execute. But at the same time, when we play like, I won't say no names, but like lower level teams, we take care of ourselves, make sure we're healthy, and get ready to play the game of football.
Looking at the way the recruiting's going for you, you're wearing your Under Armour All-American little sweat jacket there. You're going to play any Under Armour game. Do you have anything prepared for when you plan on making your commitment, or is it just something that whenever the mood strikes you?
Well, right about now, it's basically who offers my mother a great opportunity with me to play football and be able to get the ball in my hand with a great education at the same time. It's basically who talk to her and tell her what's right about the school, and don't speak on false information. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So what you do is talk to her, make sure she having a great day, the easy stuff, and that's what my options will be going at.
So to get your commitment, you got to recruit mama.
Right. It's not basically about recruiting the kid, because at the same time, who raised that kid? My mom raised me, and I take her to heart. And the reason why I play this game of football is just because of her and my grandma and my auntie.
When you look at that and you say, you got to recruit mama, and you people always talk about, well, this team throws the ball this much, and this team does this team does that. Are you looking at depth charts? Are you looking at other stuff like that? Or is this something where when you sit down with your mom and she feels most comfortable, that's going to be what tells you where you want to be?
Well, when they talk to me about what they're doing in the game of football right about now, it's not that I'm playing. I'm going to play with y'all, so y'all can't tell me what's going on right now and what happened through the past, because it's the future that I'm going in. It's not what happened through the past or what's going on right now. And they say that I'll be starting or whatever like that. Like, that's not something that I want. I want to hit that I can work for my position. See what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I want to work for my position. I don't want to say, oh, we just put him out there and he doing bad for us. So I want to prove that I can do that. You can't just put somebody that they say who All-American out there. See, I think I deserve to become All-American. Because other people are, I wouldn't say they're down, but I don't see it, that cornerbacks.
Right.
They're really playing against wide receivers these days.
You got a plan for when you meant to make your announcement, or is it just, you know, as it all plays out?
Well, my first plans was do it at the All-American game, but I'll be doing it in December, I think after our championship game, because I graduate early.
So you're looking to enroll in January?
Yes.
All right, well, looking forward to finishing up a great year. Looking forward to seeing you on the next level here pretty soon.
All right, that'll work.
Tell me about it. The kids need braces, I need a root canal, and Dad's old dentures are broken. That means 3 dental appointments all across town.
Bobby Abear?
Mom, you need to call Louisiana Dental Center. They see kids and adults and have specialists at every location. They even have Friday and Saturday appointments.
That's great. I'll call him now. But who's gonna do the dishes?
Yeah, I know, me and my big mouth.
For 20 years, First Choice has made your life better with our great selection of brand name furniture, electronics, and appliances at flexible payment plans to meet any budget. And at First Choice, there are no credit checks and no one's refused. Come into any First Choice location or shop online at firstchoicerto.com.
The best tires on the road from brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and more. 6 months no interest, free oil changes, and the cleanest stores in the industry. All this at 4 convenient locations. We are Skid Marks Tires and Auto Service. Leave your mark.
Toothache.
Gingivitis.
Plaque.
Cavity. Tartar. Tooth decay.
Gum disease.
Abscess tooth?
What's that?
A filling, not a crown.
A bridge?
You mean I need a root canal?
Come on, man. The only thing worse than hearing those words is hearing that your dentist can't see you today. Call Louisiana Dental Center, home of the same-day appointment.
Former LSU signal caller Jarrett Lee isn't giving up on his NFL dreams. I had a chance to talk to the former Tiger quarterback about his future and his time at LSU. Jarrett Lee, pride of Brenham High School in Brenham, Texas, 4-star recruit coming out of high school, recruited by Oklahoma, Nebraska, several other Big 12 schools, chose LSU. Ever any regrets?
No, really, you know, when I came here, that's kind of why I came to LSU, to stay here my whole career and enjoy this, and I thoroughly have. And you know, came on a visit here as a senior in high school and just loved everything about it, and still do, and very proud to be an alum here.
Talk about the biggest influence on you in your football career.
I'd have to say it's been my dad. He's been a football coach since I was born, and that's kind of, you know, I grew up around the game, around the guys he coached, and you know, he's been a big influence, and not only for me on the field, but off the field as well, and I'd say that's probably my biggest influence.
What would you say was your best game ever?
I had a game in high school that we did really well against a really good opponent, and that's probably during the playoffs, and that's probably one of my, you know, a game I really remember. Obviously, there's been some good games in college that we've won and done, but as far as stats and stuff like that, probably high school, game in high school.
You did have a taste of the NFL in preseason last year. Talk about the change in the speed of the game and what that was like for you.
Yeah, honestly, you know, coming from the SEC, everybody knows we have really good athletes here in the Southeastern Conference. So going to the NFL, honestly, athletically, it wasn't a big jump. It was just the thing I noticed as far as the veterans and the guy that had been there for many, many years, how smart they were, and they were never out of position. And you know, when you get to that level, it's your job. And so they were up there at early hours in the morning, late hours at night, and that's just what they had to do to be the elite players they were. And so mentally, it was I found out how what it was all about.
Zach Mettenberger came in here as a first-year starter last year. Up and down season, highly scrutinized. Talk a little bit about what it's like playing quarterback in the fishbowl that is LSU.
It's it's something that, as I was getting recruited here, I wanted to be a part of the tradition they had here, the winning tradition, and it's great. But that first year as an LSU quarterback, it's tough, and the fans here are passionate, and when you're doing bad, they'll let you know, but when you're doing good, also they'll be right there for you. So I think Zach had a good first year, and he's going to bounce back this year and do really well, and he's a great leader, and I've definitely seen that through the spring and the summer.
What would you say is your biggest takeaway from playing your career at LSU?
I think, the lessons and stuff I learned earlier in my career at LSU. We went through some struggles, but it not only helped me as a player, but as a person to grow my last 3 years here at LSU and throughout my career in the NFL and till now. So the lessons I learned early have definitely benefited me now.
You played with a lot of great players, a lot of All-Americans in your career at LSU. If you could single out just one who was just jaw-dropping with his ability, who would that be? Who would you say was the best player you played?
Yeah, like you said, being here at LSU and in this conference, you see a lot of good athletes, and I've been fortunate enough to play with a lot of good athletes here at LSU. But I have to say Patrick Peterson was pretty impressive, obviously defensively, and he's very good. Very talented, and his special teams plays as well. And obviously, you can see as a rookie in the NFL, and his career in the NFL has already been very, very good. And but I'd have to say Patrick Peterson.
Finally, talk a little bit about what Jarrett Lee's doing today.
Right now, I'm still training, still trying to not ready to give up my dream, and I still feel like I have a lot of football left to play. So things kind of hadn't gone the way I'd planned, but I've had some experience in the NFL and know that I do belong and I can do it. So still training and still looking forward to that next opportunity.
Good luck. Thanks for joining us on Sports Lagniappe.
Thank you very much.
The best tires on the road from brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and more. 6 months no interest, free oil changes, and the cleanest stores in the industry. All this at 4 convenient locations. We are Skid Marks Tires and Auto Service. Leave your mark.
Tell me about it. The kids need braces, I need a root canal, and Dad's old dentures are broken. That means 3 dental appointments all across town.
Bobby Abear?
Mom, you need to call Louisiana Dental Center. They see kids and adults and have specialists at every location. They even have Friday and Saturday appointments.
That's great. I'll call him now. But who's going to do the dishes?
Yeah, I know, me and my big mouth.
For 20 years, First Choice has made your life better with our great selection of brand name furniture, electronics, and appliances at flexible payment plans to meet any budget. And at First Choice, there are no credit checks, no one's refused. Come into any First Choice location or shop online at firstchoicerto.com.
Louisiana Dental Center, the preferred dental office of the New Orleans Saints and the LSU Tigers. Your dental home team.
Everybody loves a good deviled egg, but the folks at Ruffino's kick it up a notch right here. Here's Derek Panamsky with Chef Gino Sclafani.
Welcome back to our tailgate segment on Sports Lagniappe, joined now by Gino Sclafani over here at Ruffino's. Gino's going to do a little fresh take on what has always been a tailgate tradition. A little kicked up deviled eggs for you. So, Gino, give us a couple of ideas of what you got here to change the script a little bit.
Sure. Well, we always think of what can we do to make it better. So we took a great dish like deviled eggs, and we're going to actually stuff it. Today I have some chopped lobster, some jumbo lump crab meat, some boiled shrimp, and some smoked salmon.
So you're going to do a little bit of a fresh take on this, but obviously with some of the Louisiana ingredients.
That's right, except for the salmon.
I know a guy. He can
yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do is I have my boiled eggs. I'm going to go ahead and cut them. Again, I'm going to pop out the yolks. Just going to be very careful. You don't want to split the whites.
Because obviously you need that for not only the taste but the presentation.
Correct. And you want to be careful that you don't cut yourself, because that doesn't add anything to it.
Yeah, a little red sauce in there is not exactly what you're looking for. Right?
Yeah. Just do one more.
And so obviously when you're making this is something that it travels well. You make it, you put it in the refrigerator, you bring it out to your tailgate. It's something that everybody enjoys.
That's right. Oh, especially when it's kicked up, everybody will enjoy it even more.
So you got You got your yolks there. You're breaking it up.
Correct. And what I like to do is use a fork. I see people try to use spoons and a whisk, but I find a fork just really makes it easier because it's a little bit sturdier, and you can really mash all your yolks up good. So once I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm going to add my mayonnaise. I have a little Dijon mustard. You can use yellow if you want, but I just like Dijon just for the different taste.
Well, and that's the thing, is when you're making something like this, you want to make sure you got a lot of different flavors in there as well to kind of bring everything out.
Correct. And when we do at Ruffino's, I make my own pickles. So these are the little mini cucumbers, and I do it, it's like a quick pickle. So I took that and I diced that up. If you can always add in pickle relish that you can get at the store. I'm going to add a little bit of Italian flat leaf parsley.
Only the Italian flat leaf.
That's right. That's right. A little salt, a little fresh black pepper. Mix that up. Then what you can do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it in. We have a pastry bag.
Sure.
If you don't have this, the next best thing, Ziploc bag. Put it in a Ziploc bag, cut off one of the corners, there you go.
Back where I'm from in Chalmette, it's all about that Chalmation engineering. So you take that there, and like you say, you want to make sure you got something that you're not just spooning it in. You want to make sure you got it where it can be evenly distributed.
Correct. And it just makes it a lot neater, because if you try to spoon it in, you're going to spill it all over. You're going to get all over your hands. This way, it's nice and neat. And like I said, here at the restaurant, we use Ziploc bags, pastry bags, but you can always use Ziplocs.
And you want to make sure after you load it up, you cut your bottom there.
Correct.
Don't cut your bottom before you load it up, right?
That's right. Because if not, it'll be going all on the counter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit. I have some, this is cut lobster. I'm going to do 2 of those. A little jumbo lump crab meat. And you can mix them, but I'm just doing them separate, so I'm doing one of each,
Sure.
A little boiled shrimp. And then also some smoked salmon.
You get all that laid in there. And then,
Yep.
of course, come on top.
Yep, you're just going to pipe it in. I keep trying to find that chicken that lays that flat egg so they don't turn, but I haven't found it yet.
Well, we're going to keep on the lookout for that, and obviously, when you look at the way that you got all this laid out here, you got the presentation there. Is there anything specific you want to put on top of that, or is it?
Well, what happens is you can put anything you want. You can do a Creole seasoning to make it even pop more. I have a little bit of paprika just to give it a little bit of color, but it's all in your preference.
And it's seasoned to taste, right?
Yep. Well, actually, you already put the salt and pepper in it.
Oh, so you got that already done.
It's ready to go.
So right now, these are kicked up deviled eggs.
Yes, they are.
Toothache.
Gingivitis.
Plaque. Cavity. Tartar. Tooth decay.
Gum disease.
Abscess tooth?
What's that?
A filling, not a crown.
A bridge?
You mean I need a root canal?
Come on, man. The only thing worse than hearing those words is hearing that your dentist can't see you today. Call Louisiana Dental Center, home of the same-day appointment.
For 20 years, First Choice has made your life better with our great selection of brand name furniture, electronics, and appliances at flexible payment plans to meet any budget. And at First Choice, there are no credit checks, no one's refused. Come into any First Choice location or shop online at firstchoicerto.com.
The best tires on the road from brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and more. 6 months no interest, free oil changes, and the cleanest stores in the industry. All this at 4 convenient locations. We are Skid Marks Tires and Auto Service. Leave your mark.
Louisiana Dental Center, the preferred dental office of the New Orleans Saints and the LSU Tigers. Your dental home team.
LSU has a lot of passionate football fans, but perhaps none more so than the pair they call the Evil Twins. Jessica Pomeroy had a chance to chat with the two brothers who really aren't that evil.
They say they should have never been LSU fans, which is extremely hard to believe. They've been to the last 21 bowl games, and one of them has never missed an LSU home game in the last 31 years. Meet Dr. Scott and Kent Dejean. better known as the Evil Twins.
My brother fell in love with listening to John Ferguson on the radio. And so we would listen in on the local radio station, to the little transistor radio. And as kids growing up, we just fell in love with a place we'd never seen before.
To me, John Ferguson was like God, because he had the most profound voice. And when you heard him talk, it was this magical place he was talking about.
It was a couple of years later when their parents brought them down to Baton Rouge for their first LSU game. And of course, once they saw Tiger Stadium, they fell in love.
It was the most exciting place we'd ever seen, even greater than the greatest of our imaginations. And
from there, they were hooked. They had the opportunity to attend one game a year, and when the time came, they chose LSU for both their undergraduate and graduate degrees.
I graduated from LSU, so that even makes it even more a part of me. And so when LSU fails, I feel like there's a failure part of me too. It's like you feel like you're a part of that organization.
For the last 27 years, this duo has been sitting in the exact same seats each home game. But this past season, they discovered something a little more.
And just realized last October, after 27 years of sitting together, we realized we're sitting in the wrong seats. And I told my brother, I said, Scott, I think we've been sitting in the wrong seats for the last 27 years.
And like many LSU fans, the people around them have become their family. So after 27 years of the same exact seats with the same exact people, moving was not an option.
Oh, no. I sit on the right side. My brother sits on the left side. And that is just normal for us. And in fact, when we watch games on TV, it's good luck. We sit right, he sits on my left.
That is not the only tradition the brothers have. They also attend the Les Miles radio show every single Wednesday night. And then they make their way to LaBerge Casino for the Tiger Zone radio show.
It's so much a part of my life that, and such a hobby of mine, and so much a thing I enjoy doing, that to me, it's a part that you simply just can't walk away from. Because without walking away from a large part of your life and a large part of your relationships.
The Evil Twins live out the saying, bleed purple and gold. Another reason why so many people say LSU fans are in a league of their own. For Sports Lagniappe, I'm Jessica Pomeroy.
Tell me about it. The kids need braces, I need a root canal, and Dad's old dentures are broken. That means 3 dental appointments all across town. Bobby Abear?
Mom, you need to call Louisiana Dental Center. They see kids and adults and have specialists at every location. They even have Friday and Saturday appointments.
That's great. I'll call him now. But who's going to do the dishes?
Yeah, I know, me and my big mouth.
Louisiana Dental Center, the preferred dental office of the New Orleans Saints and the LSU Tigers. Your dental home team.
WAFB Sports Director Steve Schneider has been covering LSU football world really since his days as the sports director at WPRG, the LSU radio station. I caught up with him and asked him our 5 media questions. Steve, you've been around LSU football for a long time. Got our 5 media questions for you. First of all, the best game you ever covered?
Well, there's so many. For 34 years, it'd be hard to pick one, but I guess just based on my history, if I picked one game, and this is any sport, any time, right? Well, it would have to be the Saints winning the Super Bowl, simply because I moved into the Saints neighborhood right before the franchise got here, followed it as a kid, covered it pretty much a lifetime, from when Bum Phillips and Archie Manning and those people were around. A franchise that you just never figured would even get to a Super Bowl, much less win it. So to be there to cover that whole week leading up to the game, and then the way the game worked out, and a local kid being one of the big heroes, that'd have to be my favorite game of all time.
How about the best player that you ever covered?
That's almost impossible. I probably couldn't give you one person. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal in basketball was a man among boys. I felt the same way seeing Cam Newton the one season that he played in football. I also have an affinity for Warrick Dunn, the things he did on the high school level and following his entire career, not just because of the great player he was and what he did with the small package, but the character that guy has throughout his career, doing things the right way and standing for the right thing. So I couldn't pick one probably, but those are three that immediately come to mind.
That's a great list. How about your favorite SEC venue outside of Tiger Stadium?
That's, again, is a really difficult question because of going to so many different places. I guess a couple that come to mind. One is the new stadium in Dallas. That's a really cool place to go to any kind of event. And of course, I went there the first year it was open when the Saints played. Went there for the LSU's Cotton Bowl appearance. In terms of atmosphere, I can't think of a place better than where we are here. But in certain years, the Swamp in Florida was a really rocking place to go. So I enjoyed not just the excitement in the stadium, but that whole campus, that whole area. It's a really fun place to go, and especially when Spurrier had it rolling and they were winning national championships, to go in there. If you could beat those guys in that atmosphere in that place, you were really doing something.
Do you have a particular season of LSU football that sticks out in your mind as being your favorite?
Gosh, it'd probably have to be the 2003 season, LSU winning that championship. Just for what it meant to the people in our area, in our viewing area, to have people for so long hang on to 1958, which was the year before I was born, so I obviously wasn't around for that one. And almost a lot of them thought they would never live to see another one. And then to see the way that team came together, all the special players, the job that Coach Saban and his staff did to really build this program and put it back into the limelight that it deserves. I can't think of a season better. I mean, obviously 2007 championship season was crazy too. A lot of unbelievable moments and twists and turns. But I guess because of the significance for the LSU people to get back to the top of their game, 2003 would probably have to be that year.
Okay, one final question for you. Your favorite player growing up as a kid?
That was one that I was really going to have a hard time answering. Probably, the honest truth is, I was a big baseball fan as a kid, Major League Baseball fan, and actually used to go to spring training every year with my family. So probably as a kid, a guy like Pete Rose or Johnny Bench or Joe Morgan, I grew up as before they became the Big Red Machine. That was kind of my favorite team, and so all those guys were my favorites. There was not one guy, but that entire team, and getting to see them in person and watch them play and win championships, that is my childhood. That'd probably be it.
Good stuff. Thanks, Steve.
Sure.
That's all for another edition of Sports Lagniappe. For Derek Panamsky, Jessica Pomeroy, the entire cast and crew of Sports Lagniappe. We'll see you next week.